And this next shelf is what I consider my fantasy reference shelf. So it's more reference books, but it's more on, mostly on like fantasy creatures and fantasy worlds and things of that nature. Not all of it, but you guys will see. Anyways, first book we have here is Egyptology, and it's from basically like all of these are from the same kind of group, I guess. It's like it's one of those scrapbook books where you can flip through it and you can like in those pages flip over like other little information things and pull out things and open little windows and doors and like those kinds of books. That's what all of these are, and I love those kinds of books. I have so many of them of different topics, but I love them. Anyways, first up we have Egyptology, we have Wizardology, we have Oceanology, and Dragonology. Here we have another one. It is the, what is this one? Drake's Comprehensive Compendium of Dragonology. That's a mouthful. And then here we have the Fairypolis books. Absolutely love these books. They're like, this one here is a complete pop-up, but this one is like a journal as if someone was studying fairies, and I just, oh, these books, they're so beautiful. I love them. And then here we have the Girls Book of Flower Fairies. So basically this is like an information on flower fairies. Look how shiny that gold edge is. Anyways, and it also has a bunch of crafts, like fairy type and flower type crafts on the inside, so I thought that was really cool. This is a random book I found at an antiques market, and it is Dancing with Dragons. This one is a book all on pirates. This is the Pirate Primer, which talks all about the pirate language, which is really, really cool. I love flipping through that. Here we have a very well-loved book, as this was the basis for a lot of my research for my current novel in progress. This is Under the Black Flag by David Cordingley. I have so many notes in here that I've highlighted and underlined and like made notes of and everything. This is an absolutely amazing book if you want to do research on pirates. Highly recommend. Another little teacup set that I kept. This is a little anchor. Little anchor decorative piece that my friend Tori gave me. I think it's also a bottle opener now that I'm looking at it. And then here we have some more pirate books. This is Pirates and Piracy. This one is just called Pirates. This one's Piratology. And then there's another like scrapbooky type pirate book right there. I'm pretty sure it's just called Pirates. And then here we have a vintage book on, it says the first book of mythical beasts. And then we have some reference books here on like supernatural type things. We have Legends of Vakor. Oh no. What am I looking at? Yes, okay, yes. Legends of Vakor. There's spells and... Am I even in frame right now? I'm not even looking at my camera. Spells and... Oh my gosh, bindings, I think? The font that they use makes it hard to read sometimes. This one says night creatures. This one is... There we go. Giants and ogres. Oh my gosh, that was hard to read. This one is magical beasts, and this one is ghosts. And then I have one here of mystic places. And then this one here is unsolved mysteries. I love folklore. I love all those like unsolved mysteries and like unsolved stories and like happenings and phenomenons of the world and things. I have a whole like book series planned around all of those kinds of things if I ever get around to writing them. And then we have strange stories and amazing facts. And then here we have Irish mythology, and we have the Dictionary of Mythology. And then here we have another mythology book. This is Mythology of the World. So I have a bunch of like kind of mystical, mythical, fantasy type reference books, and that's what that shelf is there. And then the last shelf on here, I'm sitting on the floor again, has just a bunch of mixed-matchy kind of books as well as like home-related books. Here we have fairy and folk tales, and then we have the Children's Treasury of Stories. We have Arabian Nights, as well as collected stories and poems from Edgar Allan Poe. This is Leaves of Gold, which is just a bunch of different poems in it as well. What is this? Oh yes, Best Poems of 1995. I bought this only for the reason that the 1995 was the year I was born. Here we have a Christmas Treasury. We have a Classic Christmas Stories, which is full of beautiful illustrations. I actually found that one at the thrift store very recently as well. Here we have a Christmas treasury, or Christmas collection. We have The Christmas Miracle of Jonathan Toomey and The Gift of the Magi. And then also in here I have Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. That's just on my desk. And then this is, I'm not sure what language this is in, but I just loved the writing of it. I thought it was beautiful. And I love books in different languages and things like that as well, so that was the main reason why I bought that. And it just, yeah, it's written, I think it's Arabic, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so there's that one. And then, oh my gosh, get back in there. Get back in there. Alright, there we go. And then we also have this one, which is in an Asian script of some kind or another, whether it be Mandarin, Japanese, Vietnamese, I'm not sure. I'm very bad with telling apart different languages like that, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful book. Love these kinds. I don't know, I just love how they look. So these ones I bought a while ago. I can't remember when I got them. Here I have some fairy tale books. This one's Best Love Stories by Hans Andersen, and then this one has Best Love Celtic Fairy Tales, and these are gorgeous books. I think I posted about these on my book Instagram and my stories at some point. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping these or giving these to someone around the holidays. So I haven't written my name in them. Usually if I'm going to keep a book, I'll write my name in it. But yeah, so that's those books there. And then these ones are all kind of like home related books. We have Italian recipes right here because I love Italian food, just random bookend. And then we have Sips, Drinks for All Seasons recipes. And then we have a Fellowship Festivities, I think that's what it says. Yes, cookbook that my sister-in-law gave me for Christmas. And then we have Deutsches Kochbuch, which was my mom's German cookbook. And then here we have a cupcake cookbook, which my friend gifted me for my bridal shower. Then we have the Nerdy Nummies cookbook from Rosanna Pansino. I love her videos on YouTube. Here we have all kinds of chicken recipes because I love chicken. And then we have another German cookbook at the bottom here. And it says Ein Löffel Liebe, which translates to a spoon of love. And then here we have a herb garden. Did I really just say that? Herb gardening for Canada. So I always wanted to kind of do my own herb gardening, but I've never gotten around to it yet. Hopefully at the new house I'll be able to. And then here we have cooking with herbs and spices. Here we have the complete book of houseplants. We have new decor. Oh my gosh, a new decorating book. So it's basically a book on home decor, which I love. I love home decor. And then the rest of these here, these books are all on wine. So we have illustrated wine book, I guess. And then here we have the art of the winemaker. And then we have this giant like textbook of a book of wine. And then this one is the anatomy of a winery. So I definitely don't drink as much wine as I did at one point, mainly because it does not agree with me as well anymore as it did. But yeah, so I still have these. I still like them. I would still like to learn more about wines and which wines pair better with certain things when we go out for dinner and things like that. But anyways, that concludes this shelf. Tickle. Why are you so cute? Why is you cutie? Oh my goodness, are you coming to sit on my lap? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, what are you doing here? You're just killing me with cuteness. Cause you're the good boy. Cause you're the good boy. Yeah. You're my good boy. You want the back scratches? Cause you're the good boy. Cause you're the good boy. Alright, so the last shelf we're going to go over is this one here, which is my favorite shelf out of all of them, I believe. So let's start at the very top. So starting on the left-hand side, I have a top hat that I made, a Mad Hatter top hat that is part of a like dark Mad Hatter inspired costume that I've had in mind for a while, so that's just sitting up there. And then I have like a little stack of teacups, a Mad Hatter pop figure, this scroll that was also from my Alice Wonderland themed bachelorette party. That there, which was also part of the bachelorette party, is a canvas that one of my friends made. A teapot, the first Mad Hatter top hat that I made a while ago. And then I've got some subscription boxes in the back there that I've kept. And then starting on this shelf here, there's quite a bit of different things on there, so I will try to be quick. That is a pop-up Alice in Wonderland book. Here we have a little soap that was in a subscription, some Alice in Wonderland sticky notes, and then 2 more versions of Alice in Wonderland and a vintage version that I found, a children's version, I believe. That's that one. And then there's another Alice in Wonderland, and then this here is the Looking Glass Wars trilogy by Frank Bador, and then we have Queen of Hearts and Blood of Wonderland by Colleen Oakes, and then we have 2 more versions of Alice in Wonderland, and then we have Red Queen by Christina Henry, and then I've got multiple other Alice in Wonderland editions here, so up till the back there, and then I have another Mad Hatter pop figure, a Alice in Wonderland box back there that perfume was in, and then I have a pack of Alice in Wonderland stickers right there as well that I got from a subscription box. And then there's a mug, an Alice in Wonderland mug, and then this little tea set that my friend Tori sent me, and then a book of our travels the first time that she visited me out here. And then also around this teacup I have a little Alice in Wonderland themed necklace that I got from a subscription box. And then my friend Tori sent me this little snail, and he was so colorful and cute and pretty that I had to include him in my Alice in Wonderland shelf. Here we have a spoon that I found at an abandoned house that me and my friends went to, and that's in reference to the March Hare when he's sitting at the Mad Hatter's table in the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland. He randomly picks up a spoon and says, "Spoon!" So that's like in reference to that. So yeah, so that is, I also have a little Cheshire Cat magnetic bookmark hanging there. And yeah, so that is the first shelf. And then moving on to the second one here, starting on the left again. Oh, I think I missed this up here as well. This is a Alice in Wonderland Decoded book by David Day, so it talks about like all the different aspects of Alice in Wonderland and picks apart the story and stuff like that, so it's really cool. Yeah, so starting on this shelf, here I have a beautiful illustrated version of Alice in Wonderland that my brother and sister-in-law got me. Here is a... there goes something. Here is a little book of Lewis Carroll's poetry, and some of the Alice in Wonderland poems are in there as well. The thing that dropped is a little tin of mints that I got. They are Alice's Enchant mints. And then we have little Cheshire Cat sitting on top of some Alice in Wonderland inspired tea. And then here I have some Alice in Wonderland inspired candles from... what were these ones from? Bookworm Candles on Instagram, you can find them. But yeah, so this one was Drink Me, and then this one here was Eat Me. And then I have an Alice in Wonderland keychain here that I got at a Comic-Con. Another Mad Hatter pop figure. Can you guys tell that the Mad Hatter is my favorite character? And then we have some vintage editions of Alice in Wonderland. This one was actually given to me by my friend Tina for a bridal shower gift, and it is like one of the first Alice in Wonderland editions that I ever owned. And then here's another Alice in Wonderland. Another one. This one's like a children's version. This here is a little notebook that's like Wonderland Passport, and you can write in there, and you can actually put all your information on the, what is it here, the front as well, just like a real passport, so that's kind of cool. Oh, and then at the bottom here I also have an annotated Alice in Wonderland edition right there. And then here's another version of Alice in Wonderland. This is a beautiful one that was in an Owl Crate box. And then this is another version of Alice in Wonderland, and another one, and another one. This one is also really, really pretty. It's purple with like silver detailings and stuff. It's really, really pretty. And then I've got another version here, 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 and here. And here, and another one, and another one. So those are all various editions of Alice in Wonderland itself. And then here I have After Alice by Gregory Maguire that my friend Tori sent me. And then here we have the Splintered Series by A.G. Howard, and this is one of my favorite retellings of Alice in Wonderland. I actually planning on rereading that one next year, hopefully, in 2019. And then we have Heartless by Marissa Meyer there as well, also a really great retelling. And then we have a little quote from Heartless that was part of the book. The book was in an Owl Crate box, so they included that, as well as a signed book plate, which I have inside of the book. And then here we just have an Alice in Wonderland inspired little kind of clip bookmark. And then we have Baby Cheshire Cat on top of there, and then Alice back there. And then coming to the bottom, is a little teacup candle that I haven't had the urge to burn yet because it's so pretty. And then here is a postcard, Alice in Wonderland themed nerdy postcard that I still need to color in. And then, yeah, this teacup candle was actually also from Bookworm Candles as part of an Alice in Wonderland box that they did. And then here we have a little pocket mirror with a quote from Through the Looking Glass, a little Mad Hatter Dorbs figure, this little potions bottle that I made to be inspired by Jabberwocky blood, but I haven't put a label on it yet, so it's just kind of sitting there. And then this beautiful, beautiful Alice in Wonderland themed necklace that I got from Poppets Widgets on Etsy, and they're also on Instagram if you guys are wanting to check them out, but I absolutely love that bracelet. And then I have a couple of paperclip bookmarks of various characters and a teacup from Alice in Wonderland. Here we have a sticker that I don't know where I want to put yet. I might put it on my laptop at some point, or I might just keep it. But yeah, so that is that shelf. And so those top two, these ones are all my Alice in Wonderland collection. And I'm hoping to do an in-depth video of all of these different things in my various collections in the future yet. But until then, that's a quick overview. Alright, and then we come to this shelf, which is a mix of Harry Potter and Middle-earth. So let's start on the left-hand side. This is a wand maker's guidebook that I found at a thrift store. It's not actually like from Harry Potter, but it has to do with magic and wands and stuff, so I figured I could add it to my collection. This up here is a coffee sleeve from an Harry Potter themed cafe that me and my friend went to in Vegas. This is the Artifacts Vault from Harry Potter. This is the Case of Beasts from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And this here is the wand permit application that is included in the Case of Beasts book. And then this back here is a little prop that I made myself, and it's inspired by the first book, Harry's First Christmas at Hogwarts, where he gets just a simple 50 pence from his aunt and uncle for Christmas. So that's a little prop that I made inspired by that. And then here I have Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which I haven't read yet. Here I have Quidditch Through the Ages. And then I have Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm missing Goblet of Fire. And then I have the Order of the Phoenix, the Half-Blood Prince, and then I'm also missing the Deathly Hallows, but I ordered those ones, so they should be coming in soon. And then here I have a cute little music box that I got a little while ago. I can't play it with one hand, so I showed it on my book Instagram if you guys follow me over there. But yeah, so it's a little, when you turn it, it plays Hedwig's theme, so that's really cool. I absolutely love that. And then I have a Harry Potter pop figure up there, a mini version of Voldemort's wand, which was one of those like blind bag kind of surprise things that you can get. And then here I have the Bloomsbury sleeve, like box edition of the Philosopher's Stone. My brother got me that for Christmas last year, so very, very nice gift. And then we have a Dumbledore pop figure, this candle from Library Lights, that is Wizard's Rum, and it's supposed to smell like butterbeer wood. And then we have a couple of different potion bottles here that I'll quickly go through. These two in the back here are empty, so they're just extras there that I'm hoping to make something out of yet. This one here is a gillyweed that I made, and it says on there, it gives a human fish-like properties such as gills to breathe underwater and webbed hands and feet, and can be found in the Mediterranean Sea. And so it was a green bottle as well, and then I put green dish soap in there and a couple of like faux plants. I put some rocks at the bottom and some moss and things, and then I put hot glue at the top and painted it gold. So that's a little potion of my collection there. And then this one, it keeps evaporating because I used rubbing alcohol and I need to like repackage it better, but it's supposed to be Phoenix Tears. Let's see if it'll focus on the label. Yeah, so Phoenix Tears there. And the small print that you probably can't read says, it says, contain immense healing powers, only known cure for basilisk venom. So, and it has like a pearlescent quality to it, but because there's so little rubbing alcohol in there right now, you probably won't be able to see it. Yeah, it keeps evaporating on me, so I need to find a better way of corking that so that the vapors can't keep escaping. I have a Wolfsbane Potion here, which is one of my favorites. Let me just shake it up real quick to show you guys the full effect. So it has a really great swirling property because I put drop of metallic paint in rubbing alcohol, so it creates a really cool shifting effect, and then I just added blue food coloring as well. So yeah, the label on that one is Wolfsbane Potion, and it says eases the symptoms of eases the symptoms of lycanthropy. Take once a day, every day, the week before a full moon. So yeah, I just put some twine around that one, and there's wax along the inside of it to keep the rubbing alcohol from evaporating. So yeah, that's that one. I have a sleeve kind of box edition of The Hobbit back there, absolutely gorgeous edition. And then I have this Potions Master candle that I got from local candle makers that I got to meet at an event, kind of local market during the holidays, and it's from My Weekend is Booked, and they're on Instagram if you guys want to check them out. And then I have a Felix Felicis potion here that I made, so let me just shake that one up as well. And I really like this bottle that I found at the thrift store for that one, so there you can see the sparkly shiftingness of that one there. And then the label I made for that one says, Felix Felicis increases the luck of the drinker, may cause giddiness and reckless behavior, extremely toxic in large quantities. So there's that. And then I had a white cap, but I painted it silver. And then here I have my set of the Lord of the Rings. I have the Hobbit and then the 3 Lord of the Rings books. Yeah, and then I have something that I realize now kind of failed a little bit, but I was trying to make unicorn blood in this one, and I used dish soap and luster dust, but I didn't think that the luster dust would sink to the bottom, so it's not as opaque as I would like it to be. If I took the time to really shake it up, it would work, but shaking up dish soap kind of takes a long time. But I do like the wax seal that I put at the top with the twine and everything, so I'm thinking I'm still going to keep it. And then these guys here are the aging potions that the Weasley twins take in the Goblet of Fire. So these ones, they have a bit of a shifting quality to them as well once shaken up. Like so. You can see it, there we go. You can see it a bit better. This one says Fred Weasley and the other one says George Weasley. And then here I've got a couple of different books from Middle-earth. I have just The Hobbit right here, another version of The Hobbit. I have a Latin version of The Hobbit. The Hobbit is my favorite out of the series, so I've kind of started collecting various editions of The Hobbit as well. This is supposed to be something for my apothecary. I haven't made a label for yet or figured out what exactly it's going to be, so that's there. And then I have Tree and Leaf right there. Here we have The Magical Worlds of the Lord of the Rings by David Colbert. Here we have the Complete Tolkien Companion, which is very, very helpful if you're reading The Lord of the Rings and you want to know more about different characters or locations. And then here I just have one of my dragons, and around his neck we have Legolas's brooch. And this is Tolkien's Unfinished Tales. This is an illustrated version of The Hobbit, and it is absolutely beautiful. Here we have characters from Tolkien, which is also beautifully illustrated. Absolutely love that book. Here we have the film book of The Lord of the Rings, and this was like the first, I think, one of the first animated adaptations that they ever did, or one of the only ones. I can't even quite remember, but I found that book at the thrift store. And then here we have the Chronicles of the Hobbit from Weta Studios. And yeah, so I have art and design from Unexpected Journey. I have art and design from The Desolation of Smaug. Cloaks and daggers from The Desolation of Smaug, and then I have art and design from The Battle of the Five Armies. So slowly collecting all of the chronicles of that kind of series. I really love those kinds of books. But yeah, so that is that shelf. So we're about halfway through now, and moving on to the next one. Alright, and on this shelf we just have a lot of different fantasy items and books. So starting on the left side again, I have another curtain end from one of the abandoned houses that me and my friends went into. Here I have another teacup set that I absolutely love. This is one of my favorites as well. It just has really beautiful detailing. Here we have a little plush Loki, and he's super cute. And then we have the 13th Reality series, which I still need to finish, but I absolutely loved the first book. I read it many years ago, but I've always wanted to finish it. So I have the complete series now, and hopefully I'll get to it in the new year. Here we have a candle from Wilted Wicks. Here we have another potion that I made, and this one is Polyjuice Potion. And the label that I made for that says, enables the drinker to assume the physical appearance of another person. Just add to this vial the DNA of the person you wish to impersonate. And then at the bottom it just says, warning, this potion must not... Oh, I just realized I have a typo on there. Oh, great. This potion must not, I have to be used, must not be used with non-human DNA is what I meant. But yeah, so that one is just like a kind of brownish color. And then we'll put Loki back where he belongs. And then here we have a well-loved series as well, and it is the Hunter Brown series by the Miller Brothers. Absolutely adore that series. It's well due for a reread, and I absolutely love that one. And then here, these books, all of these ones here are from The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. I was listening to these on audiobook when I was working at my previous job, and I got to about the 5th book. But now, with the job I work at now, I can't listen to audiobooks while I'm working. So I have yet to finish this series. It is such a massive series. I don't know how long it's going to take until I'm finally finished, but it is so amazing. I do want to finish it because it is well worth it. But I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And then here we have my dagger that I bought a couple of years ago. I can't remember when I got it. And then here we just have an empty bottle that I'm going to use for some kind of apothecary thing. Here we have another apothecary item, and this one is Dragon Blood, and this is one of my favorite ones that I made. It was so simple to make, but I just love like the consistency of it and how much it looks like, well, it looks like blood, so I really like that. And then here we have just another one of my dragons. And then another one up there, and I have my Inheritance Cycle series right here by Christopher Paolini. Also loved this one. I listened to it on audiobook and absolutely adored it. But I would also like to reread it because I forget a lot of the important details and things like that. So maybe in the new year I'll get around to rereading them. And then another empty kind of jar that I really liked and will be using for an apothecary item. And then we have my complete Chronicles of Narnia right back there. I absolutely love Narnia and plan to do a reread of it in 2019, but I also want to get like this separate book so I'm not always reading out of this giant one. But then here we have The Crafting of Narnia, also by the Weta Workshop. And then here we have a pop-up, oh no, not a pop-up book. This was like one of those scrapbook type books of the Chronicles of Narnia. So, yeah. And then we have a Loki pop figure right there, and I love him because Loki is the best. Here we have a little tea light candle that, there you go. It's Winter in Narnia from Library Lights. It was a little sampler tea light that she sent me for my most recent order. And then here we have a little box that my friend gave me, that one of my friends gave me for a bridal shower gift because she's awesome like that. I love dragons, and it is a beautiful box that I hopefully will be able to put more use out of in the new library. So let me just put that back. And yeah, so that is that shelf. And then now we're moving on to the last one. Alright, and this last shelf is technically like children's books or books that I grew up with kind of shelf. I'm hoping to display a lot of these much nicer in the new library. It's kind of a mess right now. So I have a little book on like stories and stuff in here. And then I have a Dr. Dolittle book there, a pop-up book of the Jungle Book. And then I absolutely loved Black Beauty growing up, so I have a couple of different editions of that one as well. I have found this one most recently. It's an illustrated version. And then I have a vintage one right here, and then I have Peter Pan, and then simplified versions of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes and Frankenstein. And then here I've got Old Yeller and a book on Where's Waldo. And then there's Big Red here, which is a really, really great story. Another version of Black Beauty. This is actually the one that I read when I was a kid, and I'm surprised that it's not in worse condition. It's actually in still pretty good condition. And then White Fang was also another story that I absolutely loved, so I have my childhood version of that one there. And then here are just a bunch of random books that my mom once got from a church library that was closing, and they were just giving away all of their books or selling them for like super cheap. So here's just a bunch of various books that I read when I was in homeschool. And then this was a book on jokes, and then I have a couple of Garfield volumes right there. This is another book that I really liked. It's about, like, it's a Western read. And then here is Keeping Your Friends book that I got from somewhere, I can't remember. Kathy and the Redhead, My Sister is an Only Child, The Music Machine, and oh my gosh, I can't begin to describe how many times I've read that book. I actually reread it in 2018. Just absolutely adored revisiting that world and everything, and it was just amazing. This is Sarah's Trek, and then there's African Fables, My Little Georgie, Three Little Hunters, and Shadows, which is a book about a dog, and I absolutely loved reading books about animals. Tell Me About the Bible, Betsy and the Boys, and then just a bunch of random ones up there, and My Horrible Secret, Bird Life in Wington, which is an absolutely hilarious book that I read a lot when I was a kid. Mystery of the Missing Stallion, absolutely loved that one. Strawberry Mountain, which is completely falling apart and I need to refurbish as soon as possible in the new library. I'm definitely going to take the time to repair a lot of the books that need doing so. And then here I've got some books in my Jennifer series. Absolutely loved these books when I was growing up. Yeah, so that was my Jennifer books, those ones there. And then I also, you know, like I said, loved reading about animals, so I have a bunch of animal arc books here. Then here at the end we've got Pony for Sale. And then here is just a bunch of like kids books. Like cardboard ones and princess stories and the golden books and just like a bunch of different stories there for kids and whatever. So yeah, a bunch of different ones there. Got some Disney and everything as well. And then this is just an artwork of Little Red Riding Hood that was sent to me in a giveaway prize. So yeah, that's that shelf. I'll put some of these back. And that concludes this entire bookcase. And then basically we just have my desk with my laptop, my record player, which is also a music player of various different things. It can play cassette, CD, radio, Bluetooth, aux cable, so it kind of does everything. And then I just have like some little notebooks and some things right there, chocolate, and then my tapestry, which I love. Books Fall Open, You Fall In, which was also given to me in a giveaway. But yeah, so that is about it. So I guess that's everything. I really hope you guys enjoyed this little library tour, or I say little, it's actually, I'm probably going to have to split it into 2 parts because it's so big. But I'm going to miss this library for sure, but I'm also very much looking forward to my new one and designing it and putting it all together, because it will definitely be my dream library, a place that I've wanted for a very long time. So I'm going to take you guys along with me on that adventure, and you guys can look out for more book related videos in the future. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.